everybody. You all have favourite authors, the voices that you like to hear. You return to them over and over again, not because the story's new, but because you like the voice. The writer is a kind of a friend of yours. You put up with the repetition to hear the voice over and over again. I have two favourites. George MacDonald Fraser, The Flashman Papers, 11 novels and one collection of short stories spanning from about 1839 to 1894. They are the memoirs of the fictional character General Sir Harry Paget Flashman. The other one is Ian M. Banks, The Culture. There are 10 science fiction novels about the culture, which is a utopian post-scarcity space society of humanoid aliens and advanced super-intelligent artificial intelligences. Banks's books, Player of Games and Use of Weapons, inspired the cosmic game in my book, Gateway to Gandamak. I'm not going to discuss these books. They won't be to everyone's taste. But what they have in common is that their authors are dead, their voices are still, and I've lost new thoughts from my friends. I was prompted to think about this by an article I just read in the Guardian newspaper. The 3 original girl novels were written by a Swedish author, Stieg Larssen, who tragically dropped dead from a heart attack in 2004 before they were published. Girl with the Dragon Tattoo became a major movie with Rooney Mara and Daniel Craig. Noomi Rapace and Michael Nyqvist were in the Swedish version. Here's the thing that grabbed my attention. After the success of the first 3 books, over 100 million in sales, there was a demand for more. But unfortunately, Stieg Larssen was dead. So a journalist, David Lagerkrantz, was commissioned to continue the series. And he wrote 3 further installments, writing from 2015 to 2019 before he decided himself to quit. Then in November 2021, the publishing house Polaris announced that they had acquired the rights to the books, the Millennium series, it's called, from the Larssen estate. Karen Smirnoff's book is the first in the planned series of further books, 3 in the series. It's a classic example of a book franchise. A book franchise is more than a series of books that share common characters, settings or themes. Harry Potter series is an example, but all of them were written by J.K. Rowling. In my modest way, I've started a series, The Gateway to Gandamak. We published 2 books in 1 volume, and we'll do so with those books separately. A 3rd book is 2/3 written, and I plan a 4th book with my narrator, the traveller, Lord Krishna. So what I have is a common theme, characters that go from one book to another that we can follow through a lengthy story. A book franchise is different. I define a book franchise when an original idea becomes so successful that it establishes a brand and where other authors jump in. Usually when the originator is dead and a group of authors are co-opted by the publishers who know a good brand and product when they see one. The transfer to new writers doesn't always go very smoothly. When Stieg Larssen died, there was a tremendous legal battle between his estate and his lifelong partner, Eva Gabrielsen. I won't get distracted by that, but it's worth reading up on it, and I'll put the link below. Some of the books get made into movies or TV series. The best example of a franchise is in a genre that I particularly like, science fiction. It's the series Dune. It's been described as the best-selling book franchise in history. It originated with the 1965 novel Dune by Frank Herbert, and it's continued to add new publications, too many to list here individually. Frank Herbert died in 1986 after writing 6 books. Beginning in 1999 and completed in 2004, his son Brian Herbert and science fiction writer Kevin J. Anderson published 3 more prequel novels and 3 more sequels that completed the original Dune series. After that, they wrote 10 more, with a total of 16 books that they wrote together. The universe of Dune continues to be populated by books, stories, comics, video games, and movies. And I'll link the Wikipedia entry below so you can get the full pitch of all the stuff that's available about Dune. 2 movies have been made, the first in 1984, and thereby hangs a story, and then another one in 2021, and a sequel is due next year in 2024. Well, the story is that in 1984, I visited the movie set in Mexico City. My karate sensei, Kiyoshi Yamazaki, was the martial arts teacher for the cast, and so I had an opportunity to go on the film set. The movie, directed by David Lynch, was actually awful, most critics say, but the fighting scenes were first class, and I had a great holiday with Sensei Yamazaki. There you have it. As a writer, you might aspire to be the originator of a creative work that eventually becomes an industry. Maybe you'll be another Homer or Shakespeare. Frank Herbert will likely achieve the status of any of these great people. But what do you, the reader, think about book franchises? For once, I'll shut up and let you tell me. Does a series written by different authors do it for you? Does it appeal? Or would you prefer to stick with the original creator of the work and leave it at that when that person passes from the scene? Let me know in comments. That's it. If you liked it, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and see you next time.